Hello and welcome to Face for a Podcast, official podcast of Face for Radio Limited. I'm Callum, director of that so-called business.
I'm Dan, and apparently I have a job.
And I'm Tom, and I do music sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that's an introduction of sorts. There's no state label for this week.
We gotta change it every week.
Nothing happened, but it might happen soon.
Last week I had a name. This week I have a job. Next week I'll have a skill set.
Dan builds a CV very slowly. By episode 10, he's almost employable. So there's no state label for this week, but we do have an extended news section. First thing, Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
And that one Baby Metal video.
Hold on, Rob Halford's in a Baby Metal video?
Well, he does a video with them. Like a live show.
Oh, that's really weird. Did he play with his beard? Does the little one just jump onto his beard and he just swings around?
She's not that little. And he's not that metal.
Oh, he's kind of metal though.
Not enough to have Japanese Idol swinging from his beard. I think it's only small now.
What?
I think his beard's not that big.
Oh no, it's not. It's just like a goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob Halford wants to do albums with Nurgle and Izan. Nurgle, the singer from Behemoth. No, but probably named after that. Nurgle the singer from Behemoth. Like, real heavy, kind of black death metal band. Is it black or death? I don't know. It sounds very death, but they dress very black.
What metal?
If you mind adding metal at the end of these. And Izan, Dan would actually probably like. He was
I know him. I know.
He did a song with Dev, yeah.
And he is the brother-in-law to the frontman of Lepers.
Oh really? Wow, that's weird. He's actually a lot more legit than Lepers, though, kind of.
Yeah,
because he was in Emperor.
Lepers was considered his side project for a while.
Oh wow, and that's so cool.
If you look at the rock fella, he joins in on a song, and he joins in on Coal, so something from that album, or I can't remember the song, but he's really good.
That's so good. Yeah,
his latest.
His solo stuff.
His latest video, I liked it a bit because I seen it uploaded, but I liked it a bit, but it's my first thing of his that I've really listened to, so I'm definitely going to listen to more.
Well, he's done a song with Dev. I'll show you that at some point. Good old Devin Townsend. It all comes back to LCD, Idols, Dev, or band-maid.
Don't give me this chance.
The second news, the bassist from Tool is in the studio
with
Death Grips.
They're bringing out they basically brought out a meme, and now they're bringing out like a genuinely good musician. I don't know which one's funnier.
No, I think I
don't know which one's more
funny
unexpected.
Because
I don't know which one's more. Yeah.
Tool's like, it's 17 years between albums to finally recording, and then the bassist just goes off to do a Death Grips thing.
Yeah, I think they've. At least the last thing they reported, they recorded the audio apart from the vocals, like pretty much completely, apart from like one song. Because
I didn't think they'd done that much.
It's been 11 years, at least.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, I know this is Tool, but Tool ain't that bad.
If you don't finish an album in 11 days, then you spend too much time on it. That's my philosophy there.
Yeah, but you completely oversaturate yourself if I wasn't holding you back.
Yeah, probably.
Let the record show I was holding him back this whole time.
But the fact is, no one cares anyway, so it's alright.
And my last piece of news, it's not at all music related, but there's a new trailer for the anime Let Me Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah, it's about a sick girl who has cancer. And
You just made this so tragically unfunny.
hey, I know about it.
Is it a joke?
And I wanted to ruin it.
Why's he got such a dumb name?
I think a guy wants to save her, I guess.
By eating her pancreas.
Well, getting rid of the cancer. Or
By eating the entire pancreas.
Well, when you say I want to eat lobster, you eat a bit of the lobster, you don't eat the whole lobster.
If you're a quitter.
If I like my teeth.
Yeah?
This is
That's
just
what happens
weird.
next week. We try and start this podcast for 3 hours.
That's what
while
Tom's gonna
Tom
be
eats an
eating.
entire lobster. Because we were all born for suffering. And this is my purgatory.
You're edgy as fuck. Just chill out.
I can't help it. It happens. It's a reflex.
Another news. Thinking of going to see Tom York.
And Ariel Pink.
And Ariel
announced
Pink.
the tour about an hour and a half ago. Oh no, it's longer than that one. A few hours ago.
Yeah. So Tom York's doing. I thought it was going to be DJ, but apparently they said it's like completely live, so it should be like drum machines and keyboards and things like he used to do. So that should be pretty, more intimate than DJing.
From the lead singer from hit band Keen.
Yeah,
Tom York, innit?
he wrote. Yeah, you may remember the song "Clocks."
Yellow? He did
Yeah.
Keen song.
So his name's Liam Albarn, and yeah, they got and their album's called Different Class. So look forward to it. Oh yeah, he's in the band Supergrass as well, just in case you didn't know.
Keen and Supergrass.
Oh yeah, he's got loads of projects on. Basically every shit band he's in. You know what I mean?
And he's been cryptically tweeting for a while. Have you seen any of those?
Yeah, I think he's going to do his new album.
The paper adder is coming. The adder is coming.
It usually just means new album, but I think he's just like fucking with people, so I don't really. Yeah, after the whole LP9 thing, I literally like nearly cried when all that was going on. You know what I mean? So I still call it LP9. I forgot the name of the album. It's just I spent about like 5 years calling it LP9, so why stop now?
I had the skipping 10 and just going straight to 11.
That would be fun. Skip the hype. Start me out now. I have to wait like 10 years, don't we?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Is Radiohead release cycles like the Fibonacci code?
11's not a part of it.
Well, it's been like every 5 years now, or 4 or 5 years.
That's smart.
Yeah, but like, stop trying to interject with the actual Fibonacci code.
I already ruined your pancreas. I'm gonna ruin your Fibonacci.
Let the whole world know.
Dan will ruin your pancreas, so you better not cross him.
That's why they call him Dan the Pancreas Man.
with the pause.
Dan is short for Dancreas.
They have to get that pause exact as they mean the other Dan.
Hit web design.
Hey, my name's Dancreas O'Hagan here.
Especially when it said Dankest.
Dankest.
O'Hagan.
This all sounded very Greek, isn't it? Very ancient Greek. How would you feel about going into a Colosseum? With lions?
Oh, with lions?
I mean...
That's more motivation to
am
go.
I in, like, the crowd part?
Nope.
Like
Some of
the
your
royal
limbs
part?
might end up in the crowd.
Is there a shit lion then?
It's a great line.
How?
It's like
How did a lion
it's
throw
like a
my
cap
limbs
up big.
into the crowd?
It's like a cap up big. The other day I tried to turn on my car and there was a lion underneath it. Scared the shit out of me. It's a joke. There's cats.
Yeah,
hide under cars.
Yeah, just in case like foreign people are like, wow, I didn't know there were lions in the UK.
Is that a giraffe over there in that Welsh farm?
That's just a dumb long horse.
Long horse.
It's a long horse.
It's a nosy horse. It's just so it can look over, people's fences and shit.
It's like
And
it's
horses
the
are just
neighbor.
skinny
It's
cows.
the neighbor from Home Improvement. He was a giraffe this whole time. Was it Mr. Wilson? Or is that just Dennis the Net? I'm so glad we're on
I don't-
topic.
Nobody has any idea what you're talking about.
Yes,
Nope.
this is a music thing.
Oh Jesus!
What's
Yeah.
that really?
What-
The Beano? Is it? Beanie Beano?
Yeah,
Beanie Beano.
Beano.
Who's Beanie Beano?
Beano and the Dandy.
The Space Dandy.
I missed
Dandy
them.
guy. In
In
space.
space. Fuck!
Right, let's move on to the actual topic, shall we? this new streamlined face for a podcast. The zoomiest for fap there's ever been. And ever will be.
Please don't say that again.
What
For
don't say
fap.
what?
It's so...
For fap. You literally made a playlist called For Fap for us. Which I changed.
I named it for fat because I couldn't think of anything better.
Not podcast, which I put it on. Not literally anything.
For fap. That's how Callum says fap normally because of his stutter.
See, that doesn't make sense because as of yet, there's no actual stutter on any of the episodes.
Well, we can ingrain it so much into your brain that you actually do it.
Please don't.
Oh, we have over an hour
Yeah.
of scrap.
Yeah. Don't threaten us. Don't threaten us and say like I can speak properly. You know what I mean? Don't. Stop trying to fool people into false advertising with that shit.
I can, that's what you do.
Ugh.
Tom, do you remember that time before, about like 40 minutes ago, before we started recording, when I said, Dan, take the lid off that water bottle so you don't have to
Slurp
do
it like a little bitch.
and then make all the noise when you're opening it again. Yeah, he's just doing that now.
Hey, one little noise.
It's too many noises.
Why did you start slapping it?
To stop you
Don't
from putting the
make
lid back
noise.
on. To stop you from putting the lid back on.
Stop making noise right now.
I don't want to accidentally spill it everywhere. See, I can just untie it.
This is a library, okay?
Nice and simple.
You're a
Stop.
human spillage, Dan.
That
Right, do you
is
want to
the
get into
plan when I go to the bathroom.
What's that even mean?
Extreme
Right.
waste.
Right, do you want to get into the actual topic?
Yeah, go for it.
In the fastest anyone has ever actually got to the actual topic before, ever. That's probably about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I
This
can't
is
tell.
the
'cause-
zoomiest for fap in the world.
I'm never gonna get over that.
That's the description, the zoomiest for fap. It's going to be that whether you like it or not. I'm your boss.
This is
I'm
basically
everyone's
the
boss.
This is the equivalent of when you can hear your mum putting the key in the door. This is how fast we're getting. This is how fast this for fap is.
This is the danger wank of podcasts.
This is oh shit, they're home. Or I'm coming up with your washing.
What was that noise?
It's like
That was it. That was the zoomiest fap. It basically went super speed and broke the sound barrier.
Stop, please. The topic
The topic is fapping.
albums ahead of their time.
Also known as fapping.
Right, Tom, just to make you shut up, I'm going to make you do the first album.
Okay, are we doing one album at a time? Cool.
Sure, it'll just be shooting around each other, yeah.
Okay.
I hate this. I hate that structure. It's so bad.
What's the only way to
Okay.
do it? Because I have so much more than everyone else.
Well, I'm gonna do a curveball first.
Don't know.
It's by curveball.
Oh, subtitled. Okay.
It's Aphex Twin with selected ambient works. So I chose this.
Yeah,
because
it definitely doesn't sound like a file in like some like, video game, you know.
That's kind of the whole point. Like, it's a precursor to all like electronic. Like, it's like IDM before IDM was like a thing, you know, like
Is this the first Aphex Twin album?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, I thought the first one was like 86 to 87.
That's this.
Oh right, okay.
Well, it's 85 to 92, I think.
Alright.
But it's basically just a collection of old, like, you know, little parts of songs. But they're all like fully developed songs, and it's really good. And like the production and the people it's influenced people from like Radiohead to like Skrillex, you know, cited this album as like a.
Some would say are basically the same project.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, you know. Sometimes I listen to a Skrillex song and I'm like, is this crazy warbling synth Tom York's voice, or is it dubstep?
I listen to a lot of Skrillex regularly, and every time it's just, oh man, Tom's taking a while to start singing in this one, isn't he?
Yeah, Bangarang. Yeah, it's on the bends, isn't it? No, but yeah, it's. I think in terms of ahead of its time, it's like a precursor to a lot of trip hop, and that kind of down tempo, and even like some of them have like dancehall-y kind of ambience to them. You know what I mean? Like the kind of shitty Drake songs that he does. You know what I mean? Where they're all kind of minimal but meant to be full of atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like it seems like the kind of first venture into that. Considering how old it was, obviously it didn't come out until like the 90s, but these things,
do you know when?
Were made. Well, I think it must have been 92 or 93, something like that. But obviously some of these were made in like 85 with me, so it's. And he was.
Oh, I thought
that
was
he's only used it.
I didn't think that was actually.
No, that was like the yeah. That's like the years when it was created.
I thought it was like Reggie and the Full Effect, where the first album was called Greatest Hits 1987 to 1991 or something, and it was the first album, and it came out in like 2002.
No, but I mean, I really like this album. I think I prefer. Nobody knows how the hell to say it. Is it drugs? Drugs? Who knows? Druckes? It's meant to be drugs, but he spells it wrong. You know what I mean? But that's got like Avril
because all the drugs,
things like that. Yeah. But people didn't. I was kind of torn between those two because obviously this is an earlier one, and I can hear a lot more.
The other one here.
Yeah, I mean this one's got a lot more. I can hear the influences, but I'd say it sounds old now. If that makes sense.
But it is a more refined product.
Yeah, but the one that Drugs came out in 2001, and it still sounds like amazing now. You know what I mean? Like somebody can come out with it now. Up. Yeah. All of it is like, and like the basses are really squelchy, and everything's just like. It's a really good aesthetic.
Bass squelchy.
But that's like the Aphex Twin beats, where it just goes, you know what I mean? Like it's really like abrasive sounds, you know what I mean? Like where it's really wet sounds, you know what I mean?
You look for everything in bass because it's got everything, unlike a guitar.
Shut up, Dan.
And stop wanking all over my podcast.
But I don't know. I just thought it's probably the least of the three that I've got, but in terms of electronic musicians, he's definitely up there because
among the greats of Skrillex,
electronic music.
Deadmau5.
Oh my god. I don't mind them. Like,
Trent Reznor's soundtrack for The Social Network. They're the three greatest albums.
Yeah. It's like the Holy Trinity. They're a Holy Trinity there. But I feel like they're not so much trendsetters in terms of how they make music. Like Aphex Twin, how he made music, even then was really like the attention to detail is crazy. You know what I mean? Because it was all analog. I mean, there's no digital in it. You know,
Yeah.
it's all just him messing around. Like this is precursor to like the digital age. You know what I mean? So you could recreate these sounds now, but it wouldn't have that. It has a very natural feel for something that is electronic. You know what I mean? Which you don't really get nowadays.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, that's me done.
I guess I'll do one.
Saving the best for last.
Should I do it in year order, chronology?
Yeah, why not?
Chronology.
What?
Chronology.
Yeah, that's just the cereal I had this morning. Chronology. The first one I have is Freak Out, which came out in 1966. To Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Mothers short for motherfuckers, which used to be slang for somebody who was just good at an instrument.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
So we'd technically be motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm happy with
But yeah, it's just bizarre. It's just strange jazz fusions that maybe never should have existed, but it's kind of nice to do. Songs like Help I'm a Rock. Do you know that one?
that. What was I?
Help I'm a Rock.
No, I don't know.
It's really, that was like one of the biggest ones off the album. I think. It tells the story of Frank Zappa. He starts out as a something, and then he becomes a cop, and then he trades that in for being a rock, and then he trades that in to start the cycle again, I think. But the main lyrics are...
The thing is like you say that and then I'm
help
like...
I'm a cop, help I'm a cop, help I'm a cop, help I'm a cop, to help I'm a rock, help I'm a rock, help I'm a rock. It's very...
How long is this song?
About 4.5 minutes.
It's a really short story.
There are other lyrics, but that's the main chorus.
You don't say. There are other lyrics to this song. By the way.
The meat of the rock, though.
So I think it's a good song, though. It tackles various social issues at the time as well, because it was 1966 in America.
Being a rock.
Not
Help me, I'm a rock. So deep. Much thought. Wow.
Yeah, if you listen to it, it's really
When did this
good.
come out again? 1966?
1966.
Wow.
So there's still like general civil unrest in America between races and stuff. So he does address that as well. Amongst
With
the other great
quintessential
Civil rights for rocks.
Just imagine that, like the march in Washington or whatever. Just everyone go, "Help me, I am a rock. Help me, I am a rock." Everyone's like, "Yes."
It's just the pavement, though. Because rocks can't exactly shout, so it's just like picture a scene. Suburban American street, bunch of protest like banners and all that, just on the floor with the rocks next to them.
Wow.
They just appeared overnight.
It feels like an art piece.
That's what most protests are.
No, they're not. They're legitimate outcry about an issue.
You can take artistic inspiration and you can make an artistic rendition of that.
Yeah, you can, but I'm not saying most protests were artistic statements.
Also that.
They're
Don't
just
wear
doing it for the
double
art,
denim.
man.
Don't wear double denim. Don't wear double denim.
I can get behind that. The movement.
Paisley.
Oh, come on. That's Paisley for president.
That's it now. We just
Not my
mention
president.
Paisley every episode. I don't
Not
even
my-
have Paisley. It's you that does Paisley.
I know, yeah. Why are you going on about Paisley? You don't even have it.
I was trying to think fashion. It was the first thing that came to my head.
Callum tries to think of the word fashion, and I was like like a spasm like in his brain where he just like fucks up and he's like fashion. His head just
That's
like
quite the
shaking.
noise you've got there.
Like when in the Master and Doctor Who, when everyone turns into the Master, like that's what happens to your head when you say the word fashion.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Come on, Dan, up your nerd game.
With Doctor Who?
Yeah.
No thanks.
It's good.
It's really not.
Okay, it's often not, but it can be great.
When they get a good doctor, which they haven't had for a long time.
Peter Capaldi was good. The writing around him was awful. But he was good.
Not Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, well...
I'd let David Tennant lick my bum.
See, he likes David Tennant.
What, you let it lick son unclean?
Yes.
You don't like David Tennant?
No?
Hold on, what?
He was the best one.
Nobody doesn't like David Tennant. How are you? He's
so
like
it's not
the
that I
best.
don't like David Tennant, it's that I don't like him as the Doctor.
No,
And
no,
he
you
put
do.
me off Doctor Who.
You do. He is the best. Shut up. I will literally. Can this podcast go on for like 2 hours while I defend David Tennant?
Well, the other ones have been about 2
Forget
hours,
music.
so...
Fuck the music, mate. Fuck the music.
I make it
David
come.
Tennant.
I fuck that
David
music
Tennant.
with my serpent tongue.
Fuck the music. That's right. You're right.
Oh, tangent.
Yeah, he's the best. All right, Christopher Eccleston. You seriously think Christopher Eccleston is better than David Tennant? You're the only person in the world who thinks that.
I'm not.
He's got a thing for Northern boys.
Yeah, his nose probably killed Gallifrey when he turned round. He probably just knocked it. He just knocked it into another fucking universe.
I know of at least 2 other people also on a podcast
At least
that prefer.
2. I know of at least 2 people. Christopher Eccleston and the person who got fired for hiring Christopher Eccleston. They are the only 2.
To the people that also said it on a podcast.
Who?
Oh, I listen to podcasts.
Where did that come from? You're on a podcast.
You are a podcast.
I know. Hence the irony and meta humor that I am now adopting.
Hilarious.
How you've changed.
Changed. It's basically
I
just the
changed
same.
once. Just the once.
Yeah, well, the
You
Doctor
bought
can
that in
change.
your
Like, many times,
Yeah.
mate.
Because I've seen that bad taste shirt a few times.
Oh man, I love this show. It's Peter Jackson's first film, Bad Taste. And it's like a puppet guy holding an AK with his middle finger up. It's very silly. So Dan, your album?
My first album, Images and Words, in 1992. By
A slideshow. That's
Well,
what
this
Images and Words is.
slideshow
It's a
is-
slideshow.
Close to perfection in music and being.
Okay,
in
okay.
progression.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. Is this literally good? Is every album just gonna be it's just you wanking off prog people?
No.
Right, just make it a little bit less wanky.
Well, I mean, I'm not like used to. I don't know about production and history and all that. So I mean, it's gonna be more of like.
So your opinion is completely invalid.
It can't be backed up as well as it can be with the albums that you used to present.
You made "back it up" sound like it was a swear word. It's like, can't back up.
Don't say back up.
Stop it, Dan. We can't afford censoring.
Yeah, demonetized.
It wasn't monetized in the first place. We're not that kind of popular.
I know, yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta have specific number of.
You gotta have like 1,000 subscribers or
4,000 hours. And
Yeah.
Back
Is it
in
100
my day, we
subscribers?
didn't need that.
Old man yells at cloud.
We made $1.
I know, yeah. What about that guy that like just kicks the wall for like 12 minutes? I mean, that's fun. Does he get any money? He got no. It was dead funny because
It's all
He kicked
PewDiePie
the-
does these days.
he kicked. No, it's you've read my mind. Do you know about this?
No?
He kicked a picture of PewDiePie that was like on a wall for about 12 minutes as like a meme. and then PewDiePie reacted to it, whatever, and like, you know, like, it was like a whole like thing. But then
The internet's
that
just
video,
too predictable.
that video got demonetized for hate speech.
Wait, did he say anything?
And he didn't say anything. It was just him kicking a picture of PewDiePie's face for 12 minutes until his dad told him to stop.
It's like when Frank Zappa made an instrumental album that was marked explicit. Parental guidance. So Dan, your the slideshow.
I don't really know how to talk about it in ahead of its time.
So you just arbitrarily picked an album you liked.
It was very different from the metal albums coming out at the time.
For instance, okay, 1992. What was going on? I think Steve Vai just released.
Passion and Warfare, that was 90, 91, 92. Yeah.
That was the one Dev was on.
Yeah. And that is like one of the greatest instrumental albums ever. I love that album.
Go on, Dan. Images and words. Dream Theatre. You can do it. Big boy pants.
Oh, not Dream Theatre.
You didn't hear the Dream Theatre earlier?
I'm not sure you said it.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
My brain probably blocked it out. Please, I don't want to listen.
Why do people here not like Dream Theatre?
Okay. 1, because I don't like the vocals. 2, they go on too long. 3, it's very pretentious and not in a fun way.
It's beyond interesting to the point where have you like experienced joy or emotion yet? Because it just feels like they're just making songs in like 12/7, but like not because like, oh, can we do this? It's like, yeah, we know we can do this. We just want to, like, you know, people to not have a good time and not be able to dance.
It's just wank, really.
Yeah, it's just, hey, do you want to have some fun? Well, look away, because...
Well, okay.
Here we are, you know what I mean? Because get ready to dance to a triplet 5/4, everyone, you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa!
Do what I do and just not pay attention to that sort of thing. Just listen and go,
Yeah.
oh, this is good.
That's the only interesting thing they've got for them, but it's shit.
Anyway, it's their song "Pull Me Under." It's like 9 minutes long. It became like a hit on the radio. This is
Wow, the radio is full of good
no,
decisions.
but it's. I'm not saying. Yeah, for fuck's sake, don't.
Meghan Trainor's all about that bass. It's like platinum, mate.
She's got a new song out at the minute.
Who?
Meghan Trainor.
Oh, is she? Oh, please, no.
I've heard that it was bad.
Of course it is.
It's Meghan Trainor. Meghan, get hit by a train, please.
For legal reasons, we do not advocate the death of Meghan Trainor.
Or anyone for that matter.
But
Well,
really,
not
you
anyone.
do.
I'll feel free to advocate my own death.
You're gonna get put in, like, halfway through a podcast, a doctor's just gonna come in and say, yeah, we kinda need you to come to this.
Dan, if they haven't got me yet, they're not gonna get me. So, your slideshow?
Alright, I'm getting a drink while he's talking about Dream Theatre, alright?
You're gonna have to get another drink later.
So, go on.
I like Dream Theatre.
Yep, we know.
The kind of...
Wait, Dan, what do you like more? Dream Theatre or band-maid?
Band-maid.
Really? What if Dream Theatre were dressed as maids?
Band-maid.
Why?
There's one half Asian guy in Dream Theatre.
Look, if you want to say it's because sexy reasons, then that's fine. I can get behind that decision.
That is, I listen to Band-maid without the visuals.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop your imagination, does it?
I have a pretty bad imagination.
Well, wait,
Yes, my non-creativity killed him.
Does that mean you could or couldn't imagine Dream Theater dressed as maids?
Oh, is he talking about fucking band-maid again?
Hey,
I come back and I just hear
Callum brought
maid,
this up.
and I am like,
This is on
fuck off.
Callum.
I was asking him whether he liked Dream Theater or band-maid more, and he said band-maid. Tom,
I agree.
Listen to band-maid.
I'm gonna keep it that way
Band-maid.
because I've heard enough of them already by Dan talking about them.
I think you should hear them just for context at some point. But yeah, Dan, your slideshow. I think that's the fifth time I've said that.
Yeah, we're on slide 5 now.
Synergy.
I think they're ahead of the time.
Synergy.
I think they're ahead of the time because of the way they use the vocals that Callum does not like.
No.
Because there are there any other bands, metal bands in general that sort of have a similar mix of keyboard and then the just very complicated and over the top guitar and bass and drums?
Maybe like Japan X. Maybe that other spin-off of Dream Theater, I can't remember what it's called. Do you know?
No,
Really?
I haven't listened to Dream Theater spin-offs.
It's like...
Unless you mean Sons of Apollo.
No.
I mean, no, I don't really like any of like the post-prog, like Porcupine Tree and all that. I just find it really bland. Like,
what's post-prog, Tom?
Do you mean like after,
second wave and
after like
you mean
Pink
like
Floyd and
90s? 90s.
I prefer that, but then again, I haven't really listened to Pink Floyd or Genesis or whatever.
Don't put those together. Don't.
Some Genesis is alright.
Hey,
but
same era. So, I haven't listened to them.
But then,
I've
the
heard
thing
Pink
is, like,
Floyd.
these people listen to more Genesis than they have Pink Floyd, because, like, Genesis
Yeah.
is, like, cheesy, you know what I mean? But then, Dream Theater is, like, it's just too serious. It's like the other end of the scale, where it's just, like,
It's
the whole point of,
it's
like,
so
prog
complex,
is, like...
it just becomes phenomenally dull.
Yeah,
it's just
because
really
the
shit
whole
on
point
TV.
is, like, it's the virtue, it's the nature of, like, showing off in prog and all that, like, everybody's doing amazing things, like, you can't even hear it. You just sound like one big jumbled fuck up, you know what I mean? Like,
So do
He's
you,
put-
do you not
what
like
they're- what they're
Animals as
playing.
leaders?
what they're playing is probably amazing, but I can't hear it, so what's the point?
Maybe you need to listen harder, Tom.
Yeah, well, you can't, because they mix like shit as well.
I've never found that.
It's just, it sounds dead big and like epic, but like, it's like a wall of noise approach when it gets to, you know what I mean? But like, they're all playing different things, and that doesn't really work.
Oh, I get what you mean. You can't like
I mean,
diffuse the.
you can't
volume.
decipher. I mean, you can't decipher what's going on. It's like if you want to do a wall of noise thing, it's like you gotta have like either heavier instrumentation or things like that. But it's like it's just a fuckload of things. It's like the approach to like making it sound big is what comes before it, not just layering loads of shit on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Actually,
So it's like if say if you're doing a verse and a chorus, it's like if you want to make the chorus sound bigger, take things out of the verse. Don't just add a shitload of things on the chorus. You know what I mean?
actually, do you know the Prince album? Oh, I can't remember which one it is now. But he basically panned it so almost the entire album is in like the left ear, and then the snare, and that's the only thing is in the right ear. It's snare and a bit of reverb. And then anytime he wants to make it big, which is quite rarely, he just puts it all in both ears again. And it's just the worst thing. Most of it's just unlistenable. I think it's not controversy. It's, is it Sign of the Times?
It might be. I know that song is like mixed as shit because I heard I knew about the song obviously.
Which song?
Sign of the Times, you know that.
Oh.
But then I heard Muse's cover of it, which was really good, and I was like, oh shit, like I listened to that song again. I listened to it, I was like, this sounds so weak and shit. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? I was like, Muse have actually done a better job of this song. You know what I mean? Like, hell, what has the world come to? You know what I mean? But like, I knew that like because my memory of Prince songs is like, these are mixed really good, and then I hear that.
Superior cover of Creep.
Oh god.
How do you remember if Muse did a cover of Creep?
He didn't, it's just a meme, innit? It's like, it says like Muse like, acoustic version of Creep, and it's just Tom York's version of Creep acoustic. And everyone's listening to it going, he sings this better than Tom York. It's like, that is Tom York, you fucking douche.
So.
Oh, fuck me.
Muse is just the superior of Radiohead anyway.
What?
So Daniel Slideshow.
Whoa! We're not moving on from that. What?
Yes, we are.
That fucking new song. That new song is so awful.
Tom, we don't talk about the new songs.
It's so awful. Yeah, but Radiohead haven't made a bad song. They did all the bad songs the first time round, and then they.
Remember when Pop died?
Yeah. Yeah. Thing is though, that's kind of fun. Like Muse haven't done a fun song, eh? Like they do fun now. That's like this new song is there.
Your Ass Is His.
That song.
He's a psycho.
Oh, that song's alright. But fuck me, it's not good. You know what I mean? It's not a good.
Contagion and Dig Down.
Yeah, they're so shit. They're the shittest.
They are.
Yeah.
I fully agree in that.
My favourite album by Muse is tied between Origin of Symmetry and Second Law, because I'm weird.
Yeah, you are. Why do you like Second Law?
Second Law is pretty cool.
Like,
so, some things haven't aged well, but like Unsustainable and shit like that, like dubstep. But the rest, some of it is alright. I prefer
it. Origin of Symmetry is good, but I prefer Absolution and Drones.
Drones has
yes
some pitch on it.
Thanks.
Oh my god!
Which have you listened to?
Never a full album, no.
Origin of Symmetry is amazing. But that is basically, I saw a post on Reddit once a while ago, and it was like, they put all the songs on OK Computer and aligned them up to which songs sounded similar in Origin of Symmetry, and they pretty much worked like together. So, because it was like, oh yeah, I like this. You know, we'll just do this song again, but you know.
So Daniel, slideshow.
Slide 7 now. Yeah, they just somehow made this musically complex, composition with heavy guitars and heavy sound, with James LeBrie's vocals, which are very not unexpected, but very different from what you would usually have.
James LeBrie. James the Cheese.
James the Cheesy, what's it?
James the Cheese.
I'm not the one going off on tangents. Just saying right now.
You're also not keeping me on a not tangent, so...
It's very hard with you. You have multiple disorders.
But also...
Jesus!
God!
Put the knife
that was
away
that was a bit of a low blow, that wasn't it?
It wasn't. It's...
You're disabled, so just be quiet.
I mean...
You're the one that keeps bringing them up.
I technically am, so I don't even have a comeback to this.
You're just like, I guess I am trash. I guess I should be sterilised, everyone. Please, have mercy.
I'm just saying it's difficult to control you.
Well, don't try.
Oh, it's just too fierce. It's too independent.
So Dan, just like you.
I prefer band-maid.
Can you have that on his gravestone? I prefer band-maid. If you say anything, he's like, oh, I really like. If Dan ever gets a girlfriend, it'll just be like, oh, wow. I love you, Dan. It's like, I prefer band-maid. Sorry.
What if?
Everything was beautiful and nothing hurt, and then just at the bottom in little letters, I prefer band-maid.
Yeah.
Tom, here's a hypothetical for you. What if band-maid is the girlfriend?
Then you'd be like that woman who like
pillows that all have band-maid on them.
No, but then like you'd be like that woman.
Members,
you'd be like that woman who were like married like a theme park. Jesus.
He's trying to shut me up. He's like a mafiosa, and I'm like the mayor of New York.
What, Leviosa?
Trying not to sneeze at me. Should I go then?
Yeah, go.
It's progressive.
I'm gonna do three at once. Not because they're musically related, but because they all came out in
just kinky as shit.
1973.
And he has way more albums than us. At least me.
I do. I have a lot of albums. So, 1973. First one I'll talk about is... I want to call it proto-punk, but it's just not, because it's far too close. It's far too close to actually punk to be proto-punk. It's just punk 3 years early. Because punk generally, it's accepted, it started in 1976, either with the Ramones in the US or Sex Pistols in the UK.
Yeah.
I think both of them released their albums in 76. I know Sex Pistols did. But in 1973, 3 years earlier, Iggy and the Stooges released Raw Power, which is one of my favourite albums ever. First time I listened to it, I didn't realise how loud it was going to be, and I actually deafened myself. It was on a walk to meet someone, and I listened to the whole album on the way there on full blast. And I got there, took on my headphones, couldn't hear them. Like, it actually temporarily deafened me, and it was the greatest experience. But just insane layers on it, and it's just a bizarre story. There's a great documentary called Give Me Danger on the Stooges, and this was their last album, because they did 2 albums in, I think, one in 1969, one in 1970, and then the drug use and just general behaviour became too much, and they just fell apart, and the label just decided they couldn't really sell them properly anymore. So Iggy went off to the UK and then made friends with Bowie. Who was this? It was Bowie, Iggy, and was it Lou Reed?
Not sure. Might have been.
I can't
think of the Three Stooges, but I can't remember their names.
It was either Lou Reed or Mick Rock, I think. Mick Rock's a fantastic photographer. There's also a great documentary on him somewhere as well. But Iggy did the solo stuff then, and he became a name because he was friends with Bowie, like really good friends. Probably made out a few times.
Name?
Yeah, because he wasn't really anyone before.
Like
that.
his arms and legs just turned into a name.
Have you not heard that phrase before?
No, but turning into a name using your arms and bodies is the sort of a plot of a manga that I've been
You should try socialising sometimes. You might learn new phrases.
I learn new phrases, I don't learn...
Why are there such, dark cuts going on to people? I don't know.
A lot of animosity.
Usually it's usually it's me doing this, but I'm just sitting here witnessing it, and it's really like...
It's Tom's... I'm pre-wound from waiting for Tom to finish his food for the second week in a row.
I'm still eating, by the way. I've been eating the whole time.
So yeah, Raw Power. It's only got like 8 songs on it or something, but it's fantastic. It just layers guitars in this just horrific way. It's great. Most songs just explode into just a wave of sound, but most of the wave is just these 2 guitars, just with immense distortion on.
This point you're making as to it being why it's great, wasn't that one of your reasons as to why Dream Theater was bad?
No, that was him. And he meant it a different way. This is intentionally abrasive.
Yeah, this is like excitement, you know what I mean? Actually gives you something. Like the fact that it made him deaf. Dream Theater makes you fall asleep, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. But
because you're like,
is
anything
happening? Fall asleep when you're sitting in your armchair with a cup of tea, a good book, like the true way to listen to Dream Theater.
What? That's how middle culture listen to Dream Theater.
Oh my god, I'm going to drink some tea and listen to some Dream Theater. Like that is, oh my god. I'm so...
Actually, it's Dream Theater.
Theater? Yes, because we are cultured here in America.
I'm a dream actor.
I have never dreamed in my life.
So yeah, Raw Power. It was the last Stooges album, and
before that rubbish movie a few years ago.
Okay, the Stooges, the band The Stooges, and the Three Stooges, the comedy act, unrelated.
Well, yeah, the actors looked a bit young, so they couldn't have been the same ones as from.
Iggy Pop looks about 206.
But he's still got it. Back. He's still got it.
Oh yeah.
He invented crowd surfing. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
He invented crowd surfing, and Bad Brains technically invented moshing. Well, they didn't invent it, but they named it. He tried to say mashing, and because his accent was so thick, it just basically came out as moshing. That's also true, apparently. But yeah, Raw Power, basically the story, the production kind of makes this album. The songwriting's really good, but the production's just beyond, because it's awful. But that's what makes it. It's basically, he was so high and off it on amphetamines like the whole time. There's stories about him just going out. He did a load of amphetamines, then he went into the garden and he tried to dig a shelter just in one night with a shovel. So he was just off it. But there was essentially, Iggy made a mix of the album, and he was so high it just didn't work. It was just horrific. He sent it to the studio executives kind of late, and then they just went, no, this is unusable. So he brought in Bowie from London, and Bowie had, I think, 2 weeks to make the whole mix or something, or 2 days maybe. And it just ended up as this big abrasive mess that we have now. Iggy also tried to redo the mix in the 90s because he was never happy with it. Yeah. But it's also not good. So the definitive mix is the one we have, the regular Raw Power, and I love it.
Fair enough, I guess.
So it's just punk. It's punk. It's punk before punk, but it's so punk, and the production completely holds up, despite being terrible. My other Suicide, self-titled.
Yeah, I thought you'd bring that up.
Yeah, one of the first bands to call themselves punk. They did that in 1970. So it's 6 years before punk. Last one was 3 years before punk, this one's 6 years before punk. And
that's pretty punk, mate.
Yeah. Also, what makes them punk? Nobody liked them. They came out, nobody liked it whatsoever. It's basically two guys who didn't really care what other people think, and it was just like drum machines and like synths and organs and occasional screaming and effects, and it's amazing.
I don't know what like something you'd make.
Well, me with Tom probably.
Yeah, pretty much our thing.
This album came out also in 1973. If you try to look for reviews, all you can find are amazingly positive reviews, but they're all from the last 15 years. Because it is currently regarded as a classic, but nobody cared about it at the time. They were also one of the first bands to popularise drum machines. It just wasn't a thing. So go to gigs, nobody liked them. They used drum machines, nobody else did. They called themselves punk, nobody else did. There were two of them. Is that a band? Is that a real band?
It's like Soft Cell, mate. They're basically Soft Cell, but like 10 years before.
Really? I didn't know Soft Cell had two people.
Yeah, Pet Shop Boys. They're basically the Pet Shop Boys. Suicide and Pet Shop Boys.
Who's better?
Suicide, probably.
Cool.
I know Pet Shop. I know one of our teachers in school knew one of the guys from Pet Shop Boys.
Oh, that's cool. It's nothing, mate. I knew the bassist in Clinic. Good old Brian. To be fair, they were quite good.
Yeah, I listened to some of their stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, playing Manchester at some point in the next couple of months, I think.
Nice.
Play Liverpool, mate. I want to harass.
Brian! Brian!
Brian, do you remember when we made the table together? Actually, I think we didn't make a table, we broke a table. It's efficiently dismantled it.
Well, making a break-in are just, two sides of the same coin, really, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, also there's a fantastic video on YouTube which is just titled Henry Rollins Recommends Suicide. Thanks.
Now that's demonetized.
Last 73 album, also proto-punk. Except it's not quite punk. It's very close though. It's Death. Not completely unaffiliated with the death metal band Death. But Death were essentially three black guys, brothers in the 70s in America, trying to make punk before punk existed. And yeah, they didn't make it. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
I think every possible odd was against them.
Yeah, probably.
So this is technically a bit weird, this one, because I think it was recorded in 73, and then it took forever it took years for distribution, because they couldn't find a place that wanted to distribute a band called Death. That was the biggest issue they had for some reason. Nobody wanted to associate themselves with a band called Death. It's one of the two good band names. I've said for several years there are two good band names. Death and Slayer. There are no other ones.
I would disagree there, but sure.
Go on, try. Name another band name.
Well, you just said half of it right there. No, I'm saying, like, they're the only two. There's gonna be more, and that's just your opinion.
Yeah, but most band names suck. Tom, you'll agree with me on this, right?
Like, most band names are pretty bad, but, like, saying Death and Slayer, which aren't great names.
I agree with the thing that band names are only good once the band's established, pretty much.
Yeah.
Everything sounds
been
shit.
Exposed enough times.
Yeah, it sounds good. Like,
it just doesn't.
It's when you say it enough. If you say it enough times, it sounds good. Do you know what I mean? But if you instantly just went, "Oh, that's the name of your band," then you're like, "Oh right, okay."
Yeah, two things to consider when naming a band. One, telling people what your band is called. And two, would you get it tattooed on you? Death and Slayer, both of those work.
I wouldn't get Death and Slayer tattooed on me.
Yeah, but you can see why somebody would.
I can see why
someone would.
It's
pretty straightforward.
There's quite a few people that would get a number of names tattooed on them.
Like what, Dan? It's just conjecture. Back to yourself.
C.
Back to the sea.
Hepatitis C.
Oh. That famous band Hepatitis C.
The cure for that other disease that you
The Cure. There we go. That's an actual band.
Yeah, I do think.
I feel like. Okay.
I mean, Blair's quite a good band name.
Yeah, but I feel like that goes into, like, imagine telling people your band name was Blair. You know, you get a weird look.
It sounds a bit shit. Only because of how the actual word itself is like a horrible word. Like to say, you know what I mean? It just sounds like.
Well, we're called the Moist Lozenges.
The Moist Lozenges.
Well, who actually likes Motion Blur?
Me.
Who likes what?
Motion Blur.
Me. It helps with my bulimia.
Another disorder.
Okay, I don't actually have bulimia though.
He has tuberculosis.
That's not how you say tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, everyone.
Come on, Tom, say it with me. Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis.
You wanna play something on that tuba colors?
Oh hi, I'm from band. I play brass. I play the tuberculosis.
TB's in town.
Oh, good lord. So yeah, Death. There's also a great documentary on them called a band called Death. I think they maybe made an album. I'm not sure.
That would mislead so many people.
Maybe.
Who are you going to see tonight? Death. I'm going to see Death.
Well, I kind of wanted to name a band Paint Dry. So I'm just watching Paint Dry.
I had one like that. Band name like that.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That sounded so melancholy.
I used to have a band like that.
It's like that fucking Inside Out meme, and it's like, I was in a band once, and it fucking zooms to his head, and it's fucking YMCA, because it looks exactly like the guy in it.
I've got no idea what he's talking about.
Somebody out there will. Somebody out there will know about the Inside Out meme.
Some of our 40 listeners.
Yeah, one of them will. It's a classic buy, mate.
Classic. So yeah, there's a documentary called Band Called Death. Good. Technically, this isn't an album. It was a single, so it was a song and a B-side. But I think they did record an album like around that time, but it wasn't released for another 40 years-ish. Because they just got fucked over, basically.
Yeah.
But it was there. The songs were there at the time. But they were so ahead of their time that they couldn't exist in their time.
And they could make it on this list.
Yes! I'm sure they'll feel great about that. No matter what happens, they made it on this list. If they can say to themselves at night,
they've been
I
recorded
made
down
it.
in history.
They did. Right, there might have been a weird kind of delay or skip or something because the internet crashed and we lost Tom.
Media can't even keep an F in the cable.
Come on, Branson. Get it together, mate.
It's not my fault.
What?
What?
Branson? Richard
My
Branson?
Dan said my name, so I just assumed. You have to know.
Ethernet.
He said
Virgin
you said
Media.
something about Ethernet, and then you were moaning at me, so I was just like,
I the only time anyone mentioned your name was because I said we lost Tom.
I said one word after Ethernet, which was cable.
yeah, don't call me that.
You don't like being one of the side characters in Daredevil?
Like, stop giving me
Not
nerdy references, mate. Just shut up.
Ryan Thingy one?
Ryanair the movie.
No.
Ryan Cable.
Deadpool.
Oh,
There are too many D's
I watched
in
that
the
recently.
Marvel universe.
too many D's in the Marvel universe.
You've got that right.
There are a few villains, though. I reckon have a few of them. I use few too many times.
The Mandarin. He's got an 11th ring somewhere.
Internet difficulties.
Anyway, yeah. Tom, you were doing an album.
Was I? Yeah, cool. Right. Okay. On with the Talking Heads. Remain in Light.
Is that the one with
So-
Psycho Killer on?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Talking Heads 75?
77.
77.
I have no input there.
It's better than that album, because that album's kind of its time, if anything.
So it's more
This one-
suitable for this question or topic.
Well, this album is, yeah. Remain in Light. So,
Well, the Psycho Killer album, it's not completely Talking Heads yet, really.
it just kind of jumps on the kind of punky
Yeah.
New York scene of, like, you know,
Yeah,
art,
he's
punk kind of,
David Byrne is
art.
of a punk scene, but he's not particularly punk.
But this is more. I don't even know it's like its own genre. I don't even know what the hell this is. You know what I mean? I read somewhere that it was described as being too white for black radio and too black for white radio.
It's like pre-art rock.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, the album Fear of Music that came before it has elements of it, but this is like full-blown, ferocious, like looped, and just the layering and everything is just influenced so many bands. So it's like MGMT, Arcade Fire, LCD Sound System, and Radiohead, and people like that, but all in different ways. You know what I mean? Like people take different bits. So some people take the rhythmic bit, some people take the songwriting angle that David Byrne does that song. But it's just so, every song's just so constant, and there isn't really like a dull moment on the album. It's a legitimate like pop album.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So I don't know. It's just a hallmark, and it's my favourite album of the 80s. It's like in the first year of the 80s, like from 1980, and when you think of all the shit that came after it, it's like, well, this could easily have come out like in the 90s and still sounded like forward thinking.
Yeah, it does not sound like when it came out. When did it come out?
1980.
Yeah, exactly. It does not.
It's like production wise and everything, it's crazy. Like the guitar sounds like
analog looping before anyone was doing looping.
Yeah.
Before it became easy.
Yeah, so now it's just copy and paste and then just drag it, you know what I mean? You just gotta drag it.
It's almost a cop out, but
like,
then it's
then
it's genuinely impressive.
Yeah. So it's like a forerunner to electronic music in that kind of way, you know what I mean? Really.
It's the beginning of electronic music, but before electronic instruments.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it doesn't even use that many synths, really. It's like the ethos of electronic music. You know what I mean? It's like the same
trends of electronic music, but it doesn't really have the sound, but it has all the structure and the ideas. It's an audio medium, Dan. You can't just fucking nod at me.
It's the same thing with like synth pop and things like that. Synth pop was just doing what, other bands were doing with guitars, but just doing them with keyboards, so it's a different sound, isn't it? Maybe not like the same effect, but it's
I think that's going backwards a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
undoing Chuck Berry.
It's just but
probably after they found out he got a 14-year-old pregnant. Putting fucking cameras in women's toilets. Look, I can't help what Chuck Berry did. Like, that's not my fault. You can look as disprovingly as you want.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Right, is it done now?
You've not confused me, you've scared me.
Nah, I'll do another one, because I've got the most, so just kind of pass me between you.
Tell me you can have.
Right, there might have been a weird kind of delay or skip or something because the internet crashed and we lost Tom.
Can't even keep an F in the cable.
Come on, Branson, get it together, mate.
It's not my fault.
What?
What?
Branson? Richard
my
Branson?
Head. Dan said my name, so I just assumed. You have
Ethernet.
He said something about Ethernet, and then you were moaning at me, so I was just like.
The only time anyone mentioned your name was because I said we lost Tom.
I said one word after Ethernet, which was cable.
Yeah, don't call me that.
You don't like being one of the side characters in Daredevil?
Like, stop giving me nerdy references, mate. Shut up.
Ryan, thingy one?
Ryanair the movie?
No.
Ryan Cable.
Deadpool.
Oh.
There are too many D's in the Marvel universe.
Too many D's in the Marvel universe.
You got that right.
There are a few villains, though. I reckon I have a few of them. I use few too many times.
The Mandarin. He's got an 11th ring somewhere.
Internet difficulties.
Anyway, yeah. Tom, you were doing an album.
Was I? Yeah, cool. Right. Okay. On with the Talking Heads. Remain in Light.
Is that the one with Psycho Killer on?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's Talking Heads 75?
77.
77.
I have no input there.
It's better than that album because that album's kind of its time, if anything.
So it's
this
more
one
for this question or topic.
Well, this album is Remain in Light. So
the Psycho Killer album, it's not completely Talking Heads yet, really.
It just kind of jumps on the kind of punky New York scene of
Yeah,
art,
he's
kind of,
David Byrne is
art.
of a punk scene, but he's not particularly punk.
But this is more. I don't even know it's like its own genre. I don't even know what the hell this is. You know what I mean? I read somewhere that it was described as being too white for black radio and too black for white radio.
It's like pre-art rock.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, the album Fear of Music that came before it has elements of it, but this is like full-blown, ferocious, like looped, and just the layering and everything is just influenced so many bands. So it's like MGMT, Arcade Fire, LCD Sound System, and Radiohead, and people like that, but all in different ways. You know what I mean? Like people take different bits. So some people take the rhythmic bit. Some people take the songwriting angle that David Byrne does that song. But it's just so... Every song's just so constant, and there isn't really like a dull moment on the album. It's a legitimate pop album.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, I don't know, it's just a hallmark, and it's my favourite album of the 80s. It's in the first year of the 80s, from 1980, and when you think of all the shit that came after it, it's well, this could easily have come out in the 90s and still sounded forward thinking.
Yeah, it does not sound like when it came out. When did it come out?
1980.
Yeah, exactly. It does not.
It's just, it's production wise and everything, it's crazy. The guitar sounds
it's analog looping before anyone was doing looping.
Yeah.
Before it became easy.
Yeah, so now it's just, copy and paste or then just drag it, you know what I mean? You just gotta drag it.
It's almost a cop-out, but then it's...
Then that's it.
Then it's genuinely impressive.
Yeah. So... It's like a forerunner to electronic music in that kind of way, you know what I mean? Really.
It's the beginning of electronic music, but before electronic instruments?
Yeah, pretty much. It's it doesn't even use that many synths, really. It's like the ethos of electronic music, you know what I mean? It's the same.
The trends of electronic music, but it doesn't really have the sound, but it has all the structure and the ideas. It's an audio medium, Dan. You can't just fucking nod at me.
It's the same thing with synth pop and things like that. Synth pop was just doing what, other bands were doing with guitars, but just doing them with keyboards. So it's a different sound, isn't it? Maybe not the same effect, but it's
that's going backwards a little bit. That,
yeah, that's the thing. It's
undoing Chuck Berry.
But it's just But
probably after they found out he got a 14-year-old pregnant. Putting fucking cameras in women's toilets. Look, I can't help what Chuck Berry did. That's not my fault. You can look as disprovingly as you like.
I don't want it.
Okay.
Alright, is it done now?
I'm not confused, me. You've scared me.
Nah, I'll do another one because I've got the most, so I'll just kind of pass me between you.
Tom, you can
Thanks. I'll go for Trout Mask Replica by Captain Beefheart.
Callum.
Tom, yes? Yes?
The audio is proper, like, glitching out.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Hold on.
I can hear it through.
Yeah.
I can hear it through Callum's headset.
Yeah, this is painful. What's going on?
Callum, lower your headset.
I can't. This is literally the lowest it goes. It's furiously clicking down.
What the fuck?
Don't fucking deafen me, you cunt.
Alright, Tom, on the count of 3.
No.
Ah!
Thanks. I hope this gets edited out.
You're welcome.
Satan, is that you?
I think you mistook me for someone else.
Well.
You were talking about Captain Beefheart, but...
Okay, my next one is Captain Beefheart. It's Trout Mask Replica. It's a horrific mess. It sounds awful. It still sounds awful. It's barely music. It's great. It's essentially one guy had kind of a vision, who is the eponymous Captain Beefheart. Except he didn't really have any musical knowledge, so he just hired some people who did. And he just instructed them to do what he thought he wanted to do. But that came out as just a mess of time signatures. Rhythms that probably haven't existed before or since. Because they shouldn't. It's a jazz fusion-y math rock, but 40 years earlier or whatever. I don't know. This came out in '69. Which, as we know, is the sex number. It's also.
I thought you were doing it in chronological order.
What?
What happened to chronological
You
order?
did the first 3 in chronological. Wait.
I did some of them in chronological order.
You were like, I'm going to do
I
this
did
in
the first one in
chronological order.
chronological order.
Wait, you can only do you can either do them in chronological order or not in chronological order.
Well, I started with the oldest.
Didn't you start in 73?
No, you didn't.
No, I started in 1966.
And then you went to 73, and now you're back in 69.
Yes.
What part of that is
You're going
chronological?
back.
We're chronologically going back, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Going back chronologically in time.
I never told you I was a time traveller, did I?
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
You must have told me that in the future.
Maybe. Trout Mask Replica. It kind of needs to be heard to be explained, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's not real music.
Yeah, when you say it's out of tune
How
or
dare
it's
you say
or
that?
it's very
Music is music.
You haven't listened to Trout Mask Replica, then?
I don't think I need you. I will defend his right as a musician.
yeah. There's a
You're barely a
jazz.
musician.
There's jazz and then there's that. What? What happened to your voice?
I think there was
I
a
don't know.
slow internet, so your voice fucked
that's
up.
what it is.
Octavarium by Dream Theater.
Yep, we're going again, boys.
Jesus, another one. What?
Yes.
What?
Another
It's
one.
ahead of the time. Cause
Was it? Because this is 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
How can you say we aren't even like beyond
I
that time
don't-
yet? I still think it's 2005.
Tom still thinks it's 2005. He still thinks Oasis are cool.
Don't chat shit about me.
Alright, let's chat shit about Oasis.
Let's stay on topic.
I don't know about music.
I'd rather listen to Oasis than Dream Theater. At least there's some sort of joy in music.
I'd rather see Oasis try and cover a Dream Theater song.
I'd rather see Dream Theater trying to cover an Oasis song. That'd be funny.
Oh, they would. They just drop dead.
Man, does anyone else remember Wonderwall being like half an hour long? Because I don't.
About that, Octavarium.
I said maybe.
I forget the solos.
All the harmonies.
Yeah, 24-minute songs are the way forward.
No, they're not. That's
Yeah, they are.
That's not.
Yeah, they are.
No,
Yeah, they are.
they're not.
They are.
No, they're not.
They are.
I think 24-second songs are the way forward.
I agree with that because that's actually happening right now. Because most people are doing mixtapes, which are like dead short. Nobody's doing fucking 24-minute songs. It's actually got a fucking brain. Who's got time to listen to a 24-minute song in the digital age? No one.
Damn, he doesn't get out much.
Yeah.
I do, but I spend my time differently to this.
Yeah. Well, it's giving his life some meaning. That's what it's doing.
So Dan, your slideshow?
Okay. Tom, I'm going to have you edit out some of what I said earlier. This is going to give me too much work.
Just talk about your album.
It's...
It is.
It is it. No. In the words of Jordan Rudess, it's...
The Oxford English Dictionary defines Octavarium as...
not exact quote. When each Dream Theater member was at their best. That's good.
Is that literally all you have to say about it?
Yeah.
Come on, it's got to be Dream Theater length. You know what I mean?
Why was it before? Why was it ahead of their time? Why was nobody else doing this in 2005, despite the fact they probably were?
Well, I know 2005, like, there were a lot more crowd bands, a lot doing more of a Dream Theater thing, because this is 13 years after Images and Words. So a lot of bands have sort of jumped on, or like started to take influence from Dream Theater. So I know this one is a lot harder to argue, but Dream Theater are still relevant because of it. They're still... I know that's not what this topic's about, but again, as Callum said before, Tom and Callum are the people who know shit. I'm the guy who just knows a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So
bit more?
when both of you shit on what I said, I'm just like, oh shit, I got no help here. Fuck.
Well, I think I can outdo you, because I just remembered that something exists. The album Philosophem by Burzum. The band Varg is in. Acclaimed Murder of Varg. Which is
An arsonist.
clearly his greatest work. There's one song on this album which I think just completely blows you out the water. Yeah, here it is. And it's got far too many Scandinavian words for me to pronounce. So should I try anyway?
Sure.
Runtergang av den transcendental Egenhetens Storter.
What am I listening to anymore? I feel like I've like tuned into like Russian radio or something. Like what?
So this song is 25 minutes and 11 seconds.
Wow, is it Dream Theater?
No, it's Burzum.
That's not that long.
the black metal band.
Oh, shut up!
Except the whole song is basically just this one note on the trumpet in 2 different rhythms of 3.
What? What have I just heard?
It's one note on the trumpet, but there are 2 rhythmic groupings. And it goes on for 25 minutes.
I think someone just left like the recording on.
Also, this is like halfway through the album. Oh no, it's not. It's the second to last song. Has 6 songs on, and it's over an hour. And this one song. Guys, do you think black metal was a mistake?
No, I think
also, this
it's
is
a genre.
1994. So I feel like this outdoes Octavarium for experimentation in a similar kind of artistry.
Yeah, but Octavarium is a song.
Oh no, it has like 6 songs on the album or something.
Oh, Octavarium is a song as well.
Well, yeah. The thing I just said's a song.
Yeah, and it's
Don't make me say it again, please. It was too Scandinavian for my poor little tongue. He's clicking. He's on Wiki. He's trying to defend himself. See, yes happened years before this. Yes, we're around in the 70s.
I don't look at what bands make a difference in music. I look at I haven't.
Fuck your history.
Isn't that? It's not so much that. It is right now because you're just like, Dan, do this. I don't want to. You're putting me on the spot.
I'll do it though. Go on, do.
Good.
Oh no! I found an actual translation of this silly 25-minute song. Well, I think it's English. Circumambulation of the transcendental columns of singularity. That feels a bit suitable for this mess of a song. I can't even call it a mess, it's just one thing. It's one thing for 25 minutes. It's not music, it's an art piece.
Is there any vocals or?
Nope.
So it's
only trumpet.
Just the trumpet.
I think so, from what I remember.
Could a rat have been running around and knocking into it?
Honestly, my theory is that Varg just wanted people to suffer, so he wrote this song and put it on the album.
What a guy.
I know, right?
I'm so kind.
Everyone loves Varg. Unless you're like of a racial minority or have been murdered by him or he set your church on fire.
Or you enjoy D&D.
Fun.
I can't remember the name of his D&D.
No, neither can I. Varg, acclaimed racist and murderer, also made a D&D campaign. Well, his own D&D type book. And it was covered in racial undercurrents.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Varg's a strange man. Feel free to go to Varg's YouTube channel. Please don't take any of it seriously. But he's quite fun to laugh at. I mean, Varg, I love you if you're listening.
Please don't come round to my house and kill me.
Please just stay on your lovely little farm in France.
Nowhere near. Insert postcode here.
Please don't dox me, Dan. Dan? Tom?
I'll leave a comment
Tom,
with postcode on, don't worry.
Tom, you've got an album left, right?
Yes, I do, yeah. It is.
Give me it.
Radiohead.
Ooh, I've heard of those.
With an OK Computer.
That was. It all came together. It all came together. We should end the podcast with Pete.
He doesn't even know what the fuck's going on.
The
What
glitch
happened?
happened on the word computer.
But it slowed down. Okay, computer. But like it went.
Anyway,
Amazing.
is this by any chance came up because you googled albums ahead of their time and the first article that came up said "Okay, computer"?
That's just Google seeing Tom's past search results.
That's because it's what I type in porn websites.
Okay, computer. Okay, computer. Porn.
Yeah. So
Alexa,
I
open
personally-
the wank bank.
But personally,
Damn, your computer's gone metal.
No, I prefer Kid A, but I could argue for both, I guess. But
Do it at once.
I'd say, OK Computer kind of influenced and moved on from like, British musicians from from the Britpop, because that same year, like the Verve came out with Urban Hymns, which is a great album, and then Blair came out with Blair, which had more like of a American alt rock sound to it, and Oasis was still doing like the Britpop thing. But it was like the end of that. I mean, that people needed something else, and then this came along and kind of moved it on, I guess. So it kind of it's like a precursor to that sound, at least, because people like Coldplay and Muse and Block Party and anybody else, like even like Arcade Fire, and most bands are influenced by that album. Those three albums, the Bends, OK Computer, Kid A, them kind of three albums defined I feel like that's where
those three albums, you could definitely say, defined the real sound of Bleep Bloop.
Bleep Bloop, yeah. That's where Bleep Bloop came from, the origins.
Is that
and Kid A was the ultimate.
Hold on. What are the origins of Bleep Bloop? Where are the first... Is it Brian Eno? I think it's Brian Eno.
You could say it was like John Cage and his fucking prepared piano. That sounds like Bleep Bloops, but before Bleep Bloop's done it. Because he goes bleep bloop 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 bloop, and you're like, it just sounds like metallic percussive piano noises. You know what I mean?
I think you might be right. I reckon it's either John Cage or but was inspired by John Cage anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I suppose lyrically as well, it has the same thing that Remain in Light has, where it kind of talks about politics and things like that, or like life in a in a boring way. You know what I mean? And like monotony of life kind of thing. And OK Computer kind of talks about that, but in like a digital age. But it's kind of before the digital age anyway. You know what I mean? It's like the birth of it, when nobody really took it seriously.
Peaking.
Yeah, and people are trying to take on the same issues that OK Computer has, but can't really get the feeling that album has. Like it has, the isolation and the kind of hopelessness and all that kind of. But it's well done. You know what I mean? It's not.
This
cliche in any way.
Atmosphere.
Yeah. So I might not like it as much as the other albums, but it's when I think about influential albums, it's like I can hear this album in pretty much every other band that came after it, in like the indie scene and everything. Like I know that like Interpol and all that are massive fans of Radiohead, and you can just hear little bits. It's almost like the Beatles and Pink Floyd and things like that. It's like one of those bands that you can just hear.
They were kind of
in people's music.
Semi-transcended itself and just worked its way into everything else.
Yeah, it's just a weird place where it's Radiohead is a genre pretty much. It's like its sound, isn't it? And it's like that sound. Bleep Bloop. I mean,
we're all guilty. Just on the history of Bleep Bloop.
We're all guilty for a bit of Bleep Bloop, aren't we? You know what I mean? We all think we're above it, and then we hear it and we're like, no. This is
like
actually
the most
best.
surprising proprietor of Bleep Bloop is Manson. Marilyn Manson. Surprising about Bleep Bloop.
Manson has some bleep bloop.
Yeah.
Who else has surprising?
Quick interjection. Varg's game is called Mifarog. His racist D&D game. Go back to what you were doing.
How much does it cost?
No, I think
prices.
we'll finish on that. I think I'm going to finish on that.
Oh, okay.
The box is $10.
Oh, it's a tenner. It's a tenner for Mifarog. If you want to be racist in a fictional setting, it's £10.
Yeah, well, it's better than doing it with actual people.
With actual racism here.
Yeah, so, get
That's
out
what
your hatred there.
the Donalds for.
The Donald.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'll go for Chrome. I couldn't really decide between The Visitation or Alien soundtracks. The Visitation is the first album, but I don't think it's as weird as Alien soundtracks, but there's only a year between them anyway. First one was 76, second one was 77. Chrome are a weird band. That's what Chrome would have wanted. Oh, wow, Dan's found a Varg book for $2.75.
Oh, it's a supplement.
Oh, okay. But anyway,
Expense.
Chrome are a band from the 70s and still weirder than pretty much anything going on right now. It's just... Tom, can you explain Chrome? I feel like I'm too deep into Chrome to explain Chrome.
I feel as if Chrome is used as a name for too many things.
Maybe. This might be the OG Chrome. Apart from,
I don't know.
Real Chrome.
Yeah, I was going to say metal called Chrome, isn't there? Or no, at least.
I don't know what it is. It's like, it's like punk, isn't it? It's basically punk.
There are definitely elements of punk, yeah. They're like first
but it's
wave.
it's kind of too arty to be
Oh, it's super arty.
punk.
I think they also might have invented doom metal
Yeah,
by accident.
it's a lot.
Who invented doom metal?
Because the second vocalist he got in just appeared, and it was just this weird. I think they octaved them down or something, because you cannot make that noise. And then they got all these weird. This is also bleep bloops. And alien noises, and all the songs are just named like they're threats about the next global warfare, but it's interspecies warfare. And that's also my new band name, interspecies warfare. Like chromosome damage, pygmies in Z Park, slip it to the android, which has very prominent violins.
So you're going to say something completely
No,
different?
just in this rock song.
And not music related.
Just very prominent violins, and like a section in the
It
middle.
sounds like it, doesn't it, Tom? When you're saying very prominent. You don't expect violins to come after.
Yeah. Violins
There's
and
a bit in the
prominent
middle
not
where
usually.
it just plays backwards. It's just insane. That's actually my favourite Chrome anyway. TV As Eyes. They're often cited as a punk band, but I don't think that's right. They're kind of a punk band. They're kind of a audio warfare with yourself. Half machine lip moves. You've been duplicated.
That's my favourite one.
Abstract nympho. I left my heart in San Francisco.
Sounds like a country song or something.
I think they have there's a song called Read Only Memory, but I don't know how long the full version is.
Does it retain its data when it's turned off?
Do you? Ron does.
Yeah,
But this song, I think it's like 40 odd minutes long from the 70s. So I've got Damn Me Again. The version I've got on my iPod's only 8 minutes, but it's really good. Jonestown, Eyes in the Center, Danger Zone, Perfumed Metal, Insect Human, Blood on the Moon, In a Vacuum, Planet Strike, The Manifestation, Shadows of 1,000 Years. That one actually does sound like a fucking Dream Theater song. Shadows of 1,000 Years.
Yeah.
Definitely does. Open Up, brackets, Locust Door.
Yeah, thanks for the brackets, guys.
There's just no logic behind Chrome that I can find. It sounds like you accidentally locked some people in a recording studio, like, over the summer holidays. And you just ended up writing music. They just had ham sandwiches and Red Bull, and that's all they had for 6 weeks. Then they just accidentally made this music. It's insane. It needs to be listened to understood again. Dan? I've got one more left after this, by the way. Dan, you've got an album. Stop looking at Vogue.
You've got to speak, you idiot.
My third album is
not Dream Theater.
No.
Wow.
Oh, I don't think Tom will like this as well. The Raven That Refused to Sing. By
the Stories.
Yeah. By Stephen Wilson.
I think I listened to this like a while ago, and I was just a bit too slow for the mood I was in, so I didn't really listen to all of it.
It's pretty music, but I wouldn't say it's ahead of its time, let's be honest. Yeah.
When they came out, 2013. Okay, this is going to be a bold claim.
Yeah, the fact is that he's doing exactly
the
same
world
thing.
catch up in the last 5 years?
It's literally, it couldn't be less ahead of its time. It literally just sounds like a rerun of Pink Floyd songs. And it sounds like coming out of the 70s. It sounds old. How is it ahead of its time? That's legitimately made me angry. What the fuck? How is that?
What's your point?
How is that? That's not possible. Fuck you. Defend it. Go on, defend it, you slag. Defend it, you slag. Go for it. Fucking defend it.
It's fine, it's content.
Oh shit, I'm done the content.
Well, yeah, you already said there's something wrong with me, so...
Wasn't meant maliciously. It was in the heat of the moment, and I apologise.
You gave in to the heat in the moment.
Of the moment.
And the heat goes on. And the heat goes on. And the heat goes on.
Take a look at these hands.
Stephen Wilson. Well, shut the hell up.
Have to mention him.
I assume that you would like Stephen Wilson.
He's on Tumblr.
He's got a very ordinary name.
What was that, sorry?
I
sounds like he works in Lidl.
Hey, I'll have you know there's a man in Lidl with a phenomenal voice.
I know you said that, yeah.
No, he's got like a real audiobook voice, it's real good. But all you ever hear from is, that'll be £1.50, please.
Oh, is he like if he was knighted at one point, you wouldn't be surprised.
I'd question how he got there from Lidl, but...
No, like if you just heard his voice.
Oh, yeah. If he was knighted over the radio, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Like, he
knighted for services to audiobooks.
The King's Speech.
What a service he brings to the world. Callum should do that, because he's got a stutter. I'm King George.
See, mine was in the heat of the moment, he's just...
To be fair, his is quite funny. Although I don't like the fact that you keep bringing up stuttering while recording. It puts me on edge.
I didn't bring it up.
You never do.
Oh, you know me.
So I'm not funny, huh?
So Dan, back to your slideshow.
back to your absolute blasphemy. Continue.
It's better than Pink Floyd.
This album cover looks like nipples
What is he?
are getting very shocked. Looks like
Hold on.
Ooh.
Nobody on this podcast can take Dan seriously for saying better than Pink Floyd.
No, we do like Pink Floyd too much, Dan.
Basically, whatever you say now, you've got to literally come out with like the speech equivalent of the moonwalk right now. You know what I mean? You've got to pull out the big guns for this argument.
So go on, Dan. Pull out your massive guns.
Where's he gone?
Okay, he's telling me to hold on.
He is the raven that refused to speak.
Sing. And other stories. He's walking away. Oh, I just figured out what he's doing. He's
What's
gonna
doing?
bring out an unactivated rifle. No, because his brother's got one.
See, for a podcast, this isn't exactly content.
It's not really. Just silently walking off to threaten me with an unusable gun.
Yeah. I mean, if we actually hear a shot, then it is, and then I can just go, well, at least it's not a face for a podcast because now Callum doesn't have a face. Goodbye.
If anything, we're left improved.
Yeah.
Oh, he couldn't find the gun apparently. He's shrugging. He's shaking his head. Well, my original point still of doing that.
Still.
Well, it's an audio medium. We can pretend you threatened me with a gun. I can pretend to call the police.
We can pretend that you have a valid argument for this album.
Well, put it this way. Again, as I said earlier, I don't know music anywhere near as well as you. Like,
You could have googled it.
I listened to one. I listened to this song this album like a year and a half ago, and I've listened to it like once or twice since. Maybe. And I've listened to one.
I
song
thought you didn't even like it.
Oh yeah, I was the
Oh,
one
I
that
do
showed
like
you
it.
this.
What?
I was the one that showed you this. I forgot about that.
Stephen Wilson?
Yeah.
No?
I think I was.
No. I'd seen so many memes about depression and Stephen Wilson. I was like, what is this?
I've seen so many memes. I am so down with the kids right now. I listen to Stephen Wilson, like
Sad memes
Yeah.
to hip teens.
that. You know, basically, Stephen Wilson and Kendrick Lamar are basically the same demographic.
Basically.
Basically.
Yeah, basic. Really.
He's pointing at a bass because he thinks he's
I'm not pointing.
clever.
I'm nodding and I'm looking at a bass. I'm tempted to pick it up.
It's a heathen instrument, you heathen. It doesn't even work. You broke your bass.
You can play it better on a keyboard. Haha.
Should I do my last album, or is Tom
Yeah,
is
go.
yours going to be massively underwhelming?
No, I that's all mine. I've done all mine.
Oh right, okay, so it's just me.
Yeah.
Let's end it on the highest of highs, guys. It's Melty B. It's
Oh my.
Meltana.
Oh yeah.
One of my favourite bands ever. So Meltana started in... this album came out in 1992. No, it didn't. It came out in 1994. But
Same
Meltana
year
started in
as
1992.
Oasis debut album.
This album has
Just for
about
reference,
22
everyone.
songs on it, and it's just under half an hour. That's how you do music.
How is that possible? How is that possible? Mental.
Well, the thing is, Meltana were just massively ahead of everything, and to the point where they still sound weird now because they still sound basically the same. Also, massive bleep bloops.
Massive.
Massively insane. All that's really changed is they've learned song structure properly. So their songs are actually a reasonable length instead of like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If you're going
Japanese.
for that, it's like it's it's not bad song structure. It's unusual.
Yeah, that is technically
crazy.
avant-garde. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
You never help
intentional.
me. I'm helping you.
To be fair, it's because I've never really listened to your albums.
I've never listened to Melt Banana.
You have? I showed you my
Well,
banner
like-
earlier.
An album. I'm not listening to 3 songs now in the meantime whilst you talk. Or in the case of this song, this album, the entirety of it.
Well, they're so short that you wouldn't even notice. I wouldn't even notice that you've listened to them. Probably, like, they'd be done by the time I've said the sentence. You've already listened to the whole album.
Yeah, fantastic. I guess experimental punk band. They've been called a lot of things over the years, but
Batshit crazy.
yes, delightfully so.
Considering the guitarist's hair,
What's wrong with the guitarist's hair?
it is the one I'm thinking of, right?
Don't know. It's the one where he wears the mask.
Maybe not. You show me so many bands that I'm just like,
He's thinking of the Spider-Man Elsa videos. He's got it wrong.
Much like Clinic, the guitarist from Melt Banana wears a surgical mask. Except he wears it because apparently he gets loads of nosebleeds, and he shoves a load of cotton wool up his nose, and then puts the good mask on so no one can see it. And that's why he does it. This album's called Speak Squeak Creek.
Wow.
Everybody say that.
What is it
what
again?
Speak Squeak Creek.
Speak Squeak Creek. Speak Squeak Creek.
Speak,
Yeah, it's
squeak,
not
creak.
easy, is it?
Speak Squeak Creek.
Speak, squeak, creak.
Speak big.
I can't do it as fast
Speak
as
speak
It's
big.
inconvenient though, innit?
Okay.
They do have
So
some
is-
great album names though. The Return of 13 Hedgehogs. That's a remix album. Cactuses Come in Flocks. Bambi's Dilemma? No, that's not an album name, that's a song. That's on Hive, I
Bambi's
think.
Dilemma.
Yeah. The song names are also completely off it. A beast in the well of your... Shield your eyes from the beast in the well of your hand.
That just sounds like a religious man talking about masturbation.
No, I listened to Melt Banana for well over a year before I realised the lyrics were in English. I think that says a lot about Melt Banana.
Was this the time when you were like looking for really weird Japanese bands?
Oh, that never stops. That is a constant cycle of my life.
Is it like your Saturday night or something?
Yeah, I
Sort of.
inject Japanese sounds intravenously. I have an issue, guys.
Oh.
I am Callum, and I'm a noiseaholic.
And Tom is a dying robot.
So this album came out in '94. Again, they haven't really changed much except the production got better. They didn't really get big in Japan. They moved to the UK because the UK actually has an underground scene. Japan has no underground scene whatsoever.
Let's go make one.
Let's just move on.
Let's go and make one. Okay.
Yeah. What else is to say about Mabana? It sounds that shouldn't be made on a guitar. That's most of their sound.
Yeah.
On a guitar. They've since replaced, in the mid 2000s, they replaced the bassist and the drummer. Well, they left. So they just get being replaced by pre-programmed stuff. But the singer has like a weird. It's like a big remote control that controls it or something. It's really weird. I've never seen anyone else do it. I've never seen it in any other context. It's cool though.
What? So like it's like a drum machine,
Maybe?
but like he just presses like buttons. So it's like a controller, like a MIDI controller or something.
It looks kind of like a controller for a remote control car, but really big.
There's just an RC car going around.
Just comes off the stage, just hits the guitarist in the head.
I'm looking this up now because I want to know what the fuck I could do with this.
See if we can get like the recent footage, like post 2013. Still going.
I've got Melt Banana MIDI controller coming up in the search bar, so it might be that. Because that's the only thing I could. And the Orbit. It looks like it. Is it like a fucking blue thing? Like a weird little. It looks like a Bop It fucking thing, doesn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
It's got like a little circle in the middle.
I've never seen it like
up close.
I've just kind of seen
there's like
it
a picture of him. There's a picture of him like holding it up. It is a MIDI controller, so it's basically what I've got, but it's like a handheld thing, which is quite cool. It must be like through. Him. Oh, it's a woman.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. I can see it now. It's because
she's not even like a masculine-looking person either. This is just you being weird.
No, but she's got short hair. Like, well, you know, like.
So does your girlfriend.
Not short hair. But I don't know. I just thought it was a man.
Well, yeah. Clearly you did. I don't know why I'm saying no.
Yeah. But yeah.
So is that it?
Yeah.
Right. I guess.
Cool.
Shout outs to Dinosaur Jr. and Modern Lovers as well.
And 2112 by Rush.
Rush, yeah. You could have went for Rush.
I didn't think about Rush.
Why all the Dream Theater? Why all the fucking Dream Theater? And then you're like, oh yeah, Stephen Wilson, fucking Stephen Wilson, the fucking guy who works in Lidl. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Hey man, don't you be discrediting Lidl.
Oh yeah, sorry. Stephen Wilson.
Stephen Wilson.
Cost cutter, mate. Stephen Wilson's cost cutter. He's cost cutter.
Dan's having a stroke.
Stephen Wilson's good.
No, he's
not. His latest album. He's good.
I'm sure he is, dear.
The Pineapple Thief is better than him. Everything he did.
Tom, what have you been listening to?
Daft Punk. Their
specific or
Alive album from 2007.
What's it called?
Because that's cool.
What's it called?
What'd you say? Sorry. Alive.
Oh. So you said a live album.
Yeah, it's a live album called Alive.
Okay.
But it like mashes up like they like obviously DJ all the songs like together, you know what I mean, and mash them up. My favourite ones have got to be they do Around the World, and they mash it up with Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and it's like the best smash up in the history of mankind.
That sounds cool.
And like they're both going at the same time, and then it like you chop all the vocals, so at the end it goes work it, work it, work it, work it, harder, 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 work it, work it, work it, work it, faster, 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 and it's like fucking sexy.
That is cool.
It is dead cool. And what else? What else did they do? They do One More Time, and it's just epic. And at the start they have Robot Rock, but they have like it starts off dead slow, so they have it going robot and then human, robot, human. It just gets so fast, and you're like, help, and it just goes down, 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 and you're like, this is like, it's like harder than like any rock fucking song I've heard. You know what I mean? Like live, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just
because like the production wise is just so on point, you know what I mean, with Daft Punk. So they just have it down to a T, really, you know what I mean?
That's cool.
So, not really. I mean, since I found out about the Tom York thing, he's dropped like a couple of songs here and there, but it's all like, you know, him doing them live. There's one called "I'm a Very Rude Person," and it's like it's typical Bleep Bloop Tom York. He's back. Bleep Bloop Tom York is back.
The return of the Bleep Bloops.
It's cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
About Bleep Bloops next
I mean,
week.
We might. It's a running part of our relationship for the last 4 years or something.
I mean, you know, we've always appreciated a good bleep bloop, haven't we? I mean, when we hear a bleep bloop,
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to have a very IQ to really
a very IQ.
a very IQ, not just any IQ. A very IQ.
I see you two are a man of culture.
Ah, yes. Dan merely has a quite IQ, but we have a very IQ.
Christ.
You don't argue with stupid, do you?
I do.
Oh, shut up, you small-minded man.
No, my small IQ man.
You're quite IQ.
Small-minded.
Yeah.
You're small IQ. Yeah.
My IQ is small.
It's incredibly slight.
Thanks for a minute.
No, IQ itself as an object.
It's not an object. Tom, have you been watching it?
But it's like my centimetre is small.
It might be.
Yeah, it depends where you are in the world, do you know what I mean? Like, everybody knows that, the further away you are from the equator, the smaller the centimetre gets.
Yeah, man.
It's just facts. Come on, Dan.
Penguins have tiny centimetres.
Yeah.
So have you
The
not watched
Eskimos can't
anything?
even... It's like, they can't measure shit, you know what I mean? Because they're like, oh yeah, this stick is like 759 centimetres and it's about, the length of their finger, you know what I mean?
Also,
They
because
don't know what the
penguins
hell's going on.
just can't measure. Because they're penguins.
Oh.
So have you not been watching anything?
Not really, I haven't really watched anything recently. Just making music and listening to music. Yeah.
No actual university work.
Well, no, I'm off now. So. Woo! I mean, I was making some like more IDM songs this morning. Trying to.
Sorry, was that IDM or IBM?
IDM.
Alright. You're not making songs for irritable bowel movements.
No. I mean, who knows where I'm going to go, you know what I mean?
Nothing but the brown note.
And I hope you were going to say an IBM 5100.
Yeah, it's the new blues. It's called Browns.
Dan's just segued me perfectly. I will rewatch Steins Gate.
What's that?
It's an anime about...
Oh.
Sorry, Dan just got his
You
dick
can
caught
shut
in
up
my voice.
now.
It's
What
an
the hell
anime
happened there?
about
That was
time
like
travel.
I felt like overreacting because I was...
He's a fucking weeb. It's fine, Dan, I get called a weeb too.
Oh, wait.
You are though.
Yeah, Steins Gate.
Steins Gate. It's
How is
basically... It's sight.
Isn't it more than that?
It's fantastic.
There you go.
But I forgot how depressing it was in the middle for a good
More
solid
depressing
like
in the novel, apparently.
8 episodes. It's like 8 really depressing episodes.
Yeah, don't spoil it. It hasn't actually been out that for as long as you'd think.
2011.
Yeah. Skyrim.
That's 7 years.
Skyrim was in like November that year.
Spoilers, you kill Alwyn.
Who the fuck gives a shit about the Skyrim story? People care about the Steins Gate story. And then Metal Umpers.
Oopers.
You won an Umber, I can tell.
A little bit.
Because you are Mayuri.
A little bit.
Remember, we decided you're Mayuri.
Okay. But yeah, I fully recommend Steins Gate. It's not very anime.
The girl that
really
gets
have
into a
tropes.
dude and then back into a girl at the top. Sorry.
What?
Okay. So yeah, Tom, I recommend Steins Gate.
Okay.
I don't think it's on Netflix anymore.
No, it is. It just got put back on.
Oh, a couple.
I think last week.
Tommy, you
Love it.
lucky bastard. Watch it.
Yeah, I fully, completely recommend it, even the second time around.
Unless your IQ isn't big enough.
unless your IQ isn't by.
Only for people with very IQ. Yeah, no noobs allowed. Right?
So yeah, this.
Get
the
the
other thing
fuck
I was
off
doing
my board.
was Dan kind of mentioned it earlier, but I didn't mention it to him, so it was just a coincidence. I was doing more research into the delightful genre of Japanoise, which is a real thing.
Yeah, we discovered last time on the podcast.
Yeah, but I found some great bands. Zeni Jiva Mainliner, Guitar Wolf, Space Streakings, OOIOO, Aburadako, White Heaven, and Sakawachi Surprise.
Sakawachi Surprise.
I found I didn't get a chance to listen to them, but apparently they sound like Melt Banana, and they have the name Seagull Screaming Kiss Her Kiss Her. That's the band name.
Alright.
It's not a delightful name.
Ugh.
I mean, our seagulls just steal your chips. There's are inciting romance. That's lovely.
Or they're
Little bit
just
pushy.
reciting Mr. Brightside or whatever. Is it Mr. Brightside? It's just like Kiss Her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know either. This is part of a song.
Apparently Dan isn't enough of a teenage white girl to know all the lyrics to Mr. Brightside.
There you go.
He's also completely sober. So, so
Good for
Dan,
him.
what have you been watching, listening, consuming,
Well, I've
inserting into your brain.
been listening to A Perfect Circle because I'm looking forward to their new album.
I found out something about that band recently and I cannot remember what it is.
Were they squares?
No.
Oh.
Is something about one of the members? It's not Troy Van Leeuwen. It's not. Troy Van Leeuwen's in Perfect Circle. Oh!
No? You think?
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Wasn't he? At some point?
I don't know about that, but he's not currently.
Oh. Well, the original Smashing Pumpkins guitarist is the guitarist for Perfect Circle. I
Yeah.
didn't realise that. I only found out because he's not on the next tour.
He is, just later on.
Oh, I thought he was skipping it completely. Because he's doing a tour with the reunion Smashing Pumpkins with everyone except Darcy, because who honestly thought Darcy was going to be in it?
Listen to one Smashing Pumpkins album, didn't really like it. Your favourite one as well.
Oh, really? Which one's that?
Something like that.
Yeah, okay. Siamese Dream. They're a bit hit and miss sometimes. It's good though.
Want to know why I was interested in them?
Why?
That was a cautious one. Band-maid just said they were good.
That's it, folks. The podcast is over. No, Dan, have you been perchance
Listening to Band-maid.
watching anything?
Yes, to my variation of the question, and yes to yours.
What?
Gogglebox.
Really?
Yeah.
Gogglebox?
Why?
It was
You
funny.
fucking normie.
And the last leg, which is really funny.
Okay, last leg's good.
Last leg. Yeah. Gogglebox?
It's,
That's just because it's on before last leg.
yeah, we're not letting that skip. How can you watching Gogglebox? Where did this arise?
I watched it for a long time.
I thought Dan was only into highbrow comedy.
Like Seduction Master, is it?
What? Super
was it?
seduction, do you mean?
That's what I meant.
Wait, why did you bring that up, and why did I know what you meant?
Because I've been trying to edge you towards your K-dramas. I want. It's going to be a regular, reoccurring segment. What K-dramas has Dan been watching? Because I like being educated.
Well, since this...
That's up Yahoo search.
Oh, that's because I watched K-drama, because fucking Google Chrome fucks up so much.
Oh.
They're just like, yeah, have all your cache just...
Because
fill up.
nobody else uses the Chrome browser. So he watches his porn easy, without fear.
Yeah, when the K-dramas are just like, kiss... Anyway, I don't know if that was picked up as well.
It was.
You know,
It very much was.
romantic Dr. Teacher Kim or Romantic Dr. Kim, something like that. They change based on the translation. It's kind of silly.
You don't say.
I don't know why I'm watching it. It's just
What's it about, Dan?
Main character, his dad dies in a hospital despite him crying for help. Like,
So it's a comedy.
Yeah, that's proper light-hearted, that.
yeah,
I could laugh to that. Let's be honest.
he just starts going, the world's shit, and people are like, people who value money and are just bad people and all that sort of thing. Because a rich family got the doctor before the main character's family did.
So what you're
despite being
saying
longer.
is that the series is communist propaganda?
Let me continue, so you can get it. But then
Okay.
when he becomes a doctor, he meets a woman doctor. And
They have those now. Wow.
A woman doctor in this day and age? Wow. Progressive. We're so forward thinking.
He's just like, I like you, and then she's just like, I have a boyfriend. Then he dies.
Heavy that. That's a
boyfriend
love
dies
story.
and the guy dies?
Boyfriend.
Alright.
This is all like episode 1 stuff, so it's fine.
What? It's all one episode.
Yep.
Oh. They're an hour long and there are 20 episodes, Tom. These things go on for a while.
Jesus.
Christ.
Jesus.
It's like Game of Thrones, but tragically dull.
There's one that's like 200 episodes, 100 episodes long, and they're like, it's like 50 minutes long, and I'm like halfway through. Granted, it's shit, and I stopped halfway through because I got so annoyed. Anyway,
Was it Barto's dad?
20 minutes long, you fuck.
Dan, do you like Barto's dad?
Yes.
More than Barto?
Yes.
Ooh, controversial. So, what was your other series?
What the series? Well, because
he's got the tabs here. What's Marry Me Now?
I haven't watched it.
Oh.
Those are just what I see. Yeah, go there.
Okay, Tom, do you want to try and figure out what Marry Me Now is about? I'm saying that because it's got a question mark at the end. What's your
I'm going to work out the plot of this.
It's family, medical, melodrama, and romance.
What? Okay. I guess it was like Casualty.
I reckon.
Why medical? Why is the medical in there?
Because it'll be like doctor or like veterinary, something like that.
Yeah, but why call it?
Okay,
because it's it's like if you do an action movie, you might do like special forces sort of genre or navy genre.
Navy is a genre.
No, but like subsection.
Bee Gees would be a stat, not Bee Gees. Fucking Village People. I fucked that up.
I fucked up so much on this podcast already. What are you complaining about?
I can complain.
I said a name and I got roared at 3 times.
To be fair, it was hilarious.
It hurt me.
Good.
Oh, this sound bitch. He's not even. Oh. Anyway.
So what's going on with your K-dramas?
Well, because a lot of them come out and they had to be translated and stuff, because this podcast has been recorded a day earlier than usual, they're not really out yet. Or translated
Are there
yet.
many K-dramas about people coming out?
I watched... I don't know. I haven't seen any.
Oh.
At least specifically about that. Might have been side characters.
What? Was that a weird targeted
No, like, usually it's just like, here's main guy, main girl, and this is like another guy who's just like... Anyway, yeah, I only got to watch an hour of The Great Seducer this morning, and...
Usually it's 2 hours a morning.
No, it's usually an hour or 2 hours after both the 2 sets come out. Or released. Staying away from... Tom, will you talk?
So what's going on in The Great Seducer then? Much seducing going on?
Yes, but he's falling for the girl he's supposed to be seducing. Well, I'm assuming he's falling for it because she is main lead and he is main lead. So, be a bit unconventional.
Well, at first I thought they had no chemistry, but then I saw the poster and they were both on it. So I guess this is working out.
Kind of spoiler. I mean,
who cares?
Me.
Yeah, you're only in it for the plot.
I'm not sure who I'm entertaining by asking these questions, but
it's a music podcast. I'm talking about bullshit that no one else will know, and
yes,
you're just like.
But it does let me post it in r/anime.
Anime.
Yeah.
We're talking about K-dramas.
Look, man, it's all Chinese cartoons to me. So.
And what are Chinese cartoons to you?
Stuff like Boruto's dad and
No, I mean
Steins
Chinese cartoons.
Those ones with the drawings.
No.
With the
Yo,
like,
anime is Japanese.
with those little
There's
girls
no
in the hand
name,
holding.
at least that I know of, for Korean ones. What about Chinese ones?
What do you mean?
Animated Chinese things.
Chinese cartoons. Yeah.
Here. I cannot argue with stupid.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah.
I'll drag you down to my level and beat you with experience.
beat you with your quite EQ.
I think
IQ,
have
sir.
I have very IQ.
That's it.
You have quite IQ.
I'm getting confused. Maybe it is my quite IQ that's causing it.
Yeah, it's actually diagnosed now at this point. Because like, I'm afraid your son has quite IQ.
How's
We're going to have
romance going? Is there more romance? Is there more radio?
Oh, I haven't seen that episode yet.
For fuck's sake, man. You had one job.
Yeah.
What's Romantic Doctor?
That's the one that I've just been.
Was I supposed to be
dead
listening?
boyfriend.
Oh, that was the seducer.
No, that's the.
Hold on. Something important's happening. I've just found apparently you can meet the Russian beauty of my
This
dreams
is under
right here.
Sponsored content. The sponsored content section of the website. So I suggest not clicking.
Oh, but what if I lose
No,
the
you won't.
Russian? What if I lose the Russian beauty of my dreams? She's right there, apparently.
Wouldn't be so bad considering what Russia's been doing lately.
Let's not get political.
Russia is the greatest country alive, and everyone knows it.
Hail Putin.
Yeah, hail Putin.
I'm staying.
I mean, the only other alternative to Putin is hail Putin, so why not?
Well, yeah, it was by like it was a 70-something% vote to Putin.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. My boy.
Well fought victory.
Yeah, he fought so hard. The endless years of campaigning.
Yeah,
Wow.
He fought well for that. I mean, he gets his hands dirty, doesn't he?
I mean, like up Trump's ass, or never mind. We're not getting political.
You're making a political album. Just so you know. I'm gonna
am
fuck
I?
you.
You said Trump, which means political.
And you're having the Trump card as.
Look, I can be wherever I want to be. Nobody can stop me. I am. I Trump.
Let me assure you, I have big hands.
I have the greatest hands. As I can assure you, the rest of me is bigly huge. Like China. Imagine China's population.
Financially,
as my
independently.
Why is he going a bit New
This is
York?
financially, independently.
No, he's gone very New York.
I have an imposter. It's very New York. I don't know why.
Is your New York Trump? Is your middle name Joe?
Hey,
Or
it's
Joe.
No, it's just Jay.
Hey,
It's just Jay.
It's Joey Trump. Hey.
My name's John A. Trump. Yeah. Hello.
Right, do you want to end it?
I guess so. Yeah.
Guys, if you'd like to contact us, abuse, maybe you feel lonely, maybe you have a topic suggestion, maybe you just have a question.
Oh, and if you'd like to know what
That actually rhymed.
getting
That
next
rhymed. That was so
intro-
amazing. Callum, it
I've got a
rhymed.
name and I've got a job. What will I get next intro? Let's think about this the entire week.
The only thing you're going to get
Best-
is dick.
If you're depressed and lonely, have a topic suggestion, or just have a question, email.
How the hell did you find
Feel
this
free.
podcast?
Feel free to email faceforradioltd@gmail.com. Should be at the side of the logo if everything's went correct, which is unlikely.
Do you read these emails? Would you read these emails?
Yes? In a heartbeat? He doesn't believe it for some reason. I actually check my email. So,
Email us to prove him wrong.
not everybody wants a magic cave, but I do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.